Welcome to Driving the Lane with Randy Kryenbrink and Chuck Rowe. Now, Driving the Lane.
Welcome to Driving the Lane. Randy Kryenbrink, Chuck Rowe, the show where we talk about mostly one thing and one thing only, and that is
Panther basketball.
Now it's important that we remind you that although we are the official UNI basketball show for the UNI Panther Collective, our comments may not reflect the feelings of our friends at UNI. However, Randy is a former player, and I'm starting to notice how many great minutes AJ Green is getting. So this show is as official as it's going to get. Now, as always, we have a great show for you this week. Joining us today, Tytan Anderson, and of course, the Financial Architect's quote of the week. Let's get started. Randy, excited to have with us today one of our favorite players. Drum roll, please. Tytan Anderson, thanks for joining us again, Tytan.
Yeah, no problem.
For our first episode, it just made total sense to have both you and Grace joining us at the exact same time. But yesterday she told us she needed some extra time because she was just digesting the fact that she's going to be out for the season. What went through your mind when you heard that news?
I was heartbroken. I mean, just growing up with her and just seeing how much how much work and time she's put in. It's sad for any athlete that goes through an injury and then also has to lose that amount of time.
I was just going to say, like, especially when you know it's like a season-ending injury, it's like you don't have a chance to come back next week. And I think that's probably the hardest part for Grace at this point, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, just knowing that it's a really long injury and a long recovery, that just makes it a whole lot worse.
Now, the two of you are always going to be synonymous together because of your North Scott connection. What are some of the traits that you admire most about Grace that excite you about her future, whether it includes basketball or not?
Yeah, just that she's a hard worker and she's really nice and she's really kind. And it's just sad that things like that happen to the nicest people. So, yeah, I would just say that she's just super nice and she can always make you laugh and she's awesome.
Well, post-graduation, you and Grace travel the country being a 2v2 co-ed team. What do you think that experience would be like for your opponents?
It'd be a mismatched nightmare for sure.
Well, of course, we wish for the best recoveries for Grace, and you explained her the best, and we barely know her compared to you, but her kindness, her graciousness, I mean, she's just a wonderful person, so obviously wish her the best. Now, a few games ago, I had the chance to come across your family, and it's not hard to come across your family because your dad is roughly 70 feet tall, wearing a Tytan Anderson jersey. You kind of know who he is. So it wasn't hard to point him out. He introduced me to your little brother, and I was like, gosh, that dude's big. What school is he going to? And your dad said, he's only a sophomore, right? Is that?
Yeah, only a sophomore.
Oh, yeah, it's like, my goodness. He's like 6'6", 6'7", something crazy like that. Anyways, your dad played ball and he coaches in high school. Your brothers play. What was it like growing up in a family like that? And what were those games in the driveway like?
Yeah, I mean, it was mostly not in the driveway just because we were always in the gym because my dad was obviously a coach growing up, coaching my older brother. So, yeah, those games would always get intense and my brother's friends would all join in and they would always block my shot. And so, I mean, it was tough, just, but it was also fun at the same time.
The positive about that, obviously, is you weren't the best player on the court at all times, so you had to adapt, adjust. So tell us how that kind of made you the basketball player you are today to be put in those situations, right?
Yeah, growing up, I mean, they were always bigger, they were always stronger. So then they would always just be a real challenge for me, and they would always find joy in it, just beating up on me. So I mean, it definitely shows just with the toughness and stuff like that. So
when you did go back and play your classmates, you were like, this isn't so hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, everyone in their prime, let's say your dad's in his prime a few years ago here, and then your older brother, and then here's you. Who wins one-on-one between all of you?
Oh, me, no doubt. Me. Me.
Now, your freshman year included seniors Pickford, Burhow, etc. How does your attitude and leadership change from being the incoming guy to this now being your team?
Um, I mean, I've always just been like a natural leader and always just, but that freshman year, yeah, it was tough just sitting back and but it was also a great learning experience just to see how these other guys led and how they did, and then also incorporate that into how I lead as well.
I think we've talked about this on a couple past episodes, but we got a lot of new listeners. So remind us kind of who took you under their wing when you were that freshman. And
Oh, yeah, honestly, it was all of them. I mean, they took me under their wing
cool.
and they saw something in me special, and they just liked who I was as a person. And yeah, I would say just Taiwan. It was TB. Um, it was AJ even, and it was even though he's
Mm,
quiet and not many
right.
people get that, and then Fife as well.
Nice.
So I mean, those guys really just took me under their wing and they just showed me the ropes and how to lead a team.
Some of those guys you mentioned, like Burhow and Fife and Taiwan, they're kind of fun guys. I mean, when you were a freshman coming in, did they ever make you like carry their bags? Did they steal your uniform? Did they do something to your locker? Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, there was plenty of that, but that just comes with just making new friends and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. Did you share that friendship with some future freshmen then as well?
They'll have to disclose that.
Yeah. So what kind of leadership goals did you set for yourself now that you are the senior leader?
A lot more just showing instead of just talking about it, telling them what to do. It's more just leading by example, and that was just a strong emphasis on this year for sure.
Now, Randy, I don't know what it was like when you played during your senior year, but with Titan, he got preseason first team All MVC, Blue Ribbon Basketball Magazine preseason All MVC, tons of All American watch lists, including Lou Henson Award. Titan, what does that mean to you?
Uh, I mean, honestly, I'm grateful and appreciative of the look or the outlook and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm just more focused on the year and focused on this team and just trying to lead the best that I can.
Now, Randy, I know you got an award or two when you played, and Titan, I'm going to ask you, I'm asking both of you this question, is that when you get awards like this, you usually get at least like a letter or sometimes a plaque or something like that. What happens to all these? Do you give them to your mom? Is there like a wall somewhere? Like, where do these go?
Well, let
Yeah,
me let me let me start with that one, Titan. So when you're 60 years old, you can't find them anymore. So so yeah, so obviously you get a letter, right, and a little recognition in the Waterloo Courier at the time, which would or Des Moines Register, and that's about it. And I think I'll say this at the end of the day, the awards are the awards, right? But it's the friendships and the um all of the that you make along the way, right? Whether it be your coach, whether it be your teammates, whether it be your roommate, whatever that might be. Um, those shine much brighter for me today than they do, obviously, an award. Cool, yes, to get an award to be recognized, but at the end of the day, it's more about the people you meet, and the friends you have for life. But Titan, go ahead.
yeah, I feel like my dad likes that kind of stuff. He loves just memories and stuff like that. So I feel like I just give them to my dad, let him take care of them, and then I just take care of business.
Cool.
Now, this year was the first time playing the Shockers since
Mhm.
2017, I believe. What was it like playing the Shockers for the first time since then?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know that it's a rivalry that goes a long time beyond us. So we really wanted to get that one, and it was a physical game, and they got us.
The locker room and the practice talk after that loss, how did that prep you for that really crushing win against Western Illinois?
Yeah, I mean, we went back to practice, had a tough one. We came back and we had, I think it was three practices. So we had a tough one, and then we had kind of like a mental day where we gotta figure out what we gotta do better, and then from an X and O standpoint. And yeah, I think we really dove in and got better.
Well, you and Hudson, you guys seem like different players this year. Don't get me wrong, you guys have always played with a lot of energy, but this year you kind of have, Randy, I don't know if you've been sensing this, but they kind of have this like get the bleep out of my way kind of energy and attitude, and a little bit of trash talking I see. Even last game, I think not once but twice, but maybe even three times, Titan told the referee that his basket should count. So that energy just transcends to the court. Tell us about that kind of attitude that we're seeing, and maybe the preseason conversations the two of you had together as seniors.
Oh yeah, I think it just comes with just the confidence and the work that we've put in and that everybody's put in. So I mean, it just makes it more fun on the court when everybody's flying around, everybody is talking, communicating, and having fun. So I mean, that's kind of just an emphasis for us is when we play like that. I mean, it makes it more fun and it gets everybody going.
Well, in 2020, we had four incoming freshmen: Tytan Anderson, Drew Daniel, Bowenborn, and Nate Heisey. Three of them transferred out this year. That's not a shabby group right there, by the way. So walk us through the emotions of what it's like seeing a group like that break up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a horrible feeling just because you want to stay together and you want to complete something, your goal that you've started off as freshmen wanting to accomplish. But then it also is like everybody went to an opportunity and went to a team that they felt a better fit with. So I mean, it's just I'm happy for the guys and they're all having great seasons and I'm sure they're having a lot of fun as well, just like
Yeah.
we are here. So I mean, it's all good.
We're kind of in a new era or a new season, right? As far as players go, and maybe the loyalty to the programs or whatever that might be. We also brought in a couple new guys who are making an impact instantly, which is also kind of cool because they have to learn the system, right? But they're athletic and they can help out right away. Talk about those couple guys that we brought in who are kind of instantly helping us out.
Yeah, I mean we have Leon, who obviously you guys come to the games, you guys see he's a
Yeah.
high flyer, great player, great
Yeah.
teammate, and yeah, it's been awesome getting to know him as a person, and then also just seeing him keep getting more and more comfortable.
Yeah.
And then for Ben, yeah, same way. I mean, I feel like he just had his best game, and he's continued to just keep getting better and better. We see it in practice.
Yeah.
It's awesome seeing the confidence grow in these guys. And same with Max. Just gotta keep going. It's gonna be a little adjusting for sure, just from that D2 to D1 level. But I mean, once we all start clicking, it's gonna be something special.
Yeah.
What's the process like learning new chemistry with a new group like that? And where do you see growth still needed between you?
I feel like we kind of took care of that a lot during the summer and during the time that we were together. I mean, we spent most days together, and we spent a lot of time. We have a close group. Everybody's everybody's really enjoying the time.
So if you took the guys that you came in with in 2020 and that transferred out, and that the ones that transferred in this year, who do you like better? I'm just kidding. No. So um so here is a question for you though, is as Randy was alluding to, it's just the new college game. There's so many transfers going on. There's so many transfers that you actually had to make an announcement that you were staying at UNI. Whoever thought that players would have to do that, right? But what was it about UNI that made you want to stay, especially without you knowing who was even going to be coming to UNI the next year?
Yeah, I feel like I just had great conversations with Coach Jake. I had great conversations with my teammates and who was still staying and wanting to keep this thing going and shoot for something special. So I mean, I talked with my family. I just weighed all the pros and cons, whatever to make a decision. But yeah, ultimately I love the fan base. I just love the support and I love the family aspect that they've always shown me.
Now with Randy and I, which one of us would be the pro? Which one of us would be the con?
You guys will both be the pros.
Oh yeah, there we go. So
Thanks, Titan.
Yeah.
So one thing that's a little bit different because of the way the transfer portal works is homegrown guys. And so two homegrown guys that have always been really part of what we do is going to be Trey, especially, and then RJ a little bit more recently. Tell us about their leadership, their game, and what do you see out of them in their future?
Yeah, I mean they're great players now, but I'm excited to just keep following them in these next couple of years because they're ready for it and they're ready for that bigger role and their leadership also is I hopefully I rub off on them. Hopefully me, Huddy, Kale, we all instill just kind of that culture that we want to bring back.
So now comes the Panther Collective questions of the week directly from the fans. When you were in high school, what subject did you love the most?
What subject? Honestly, I would probably say my accounting class was one of my favorites, just because my teacher was one of my favorites. Counting
Uh, cool. Off script for a second, then remind me, are you a finance major?
No, I'm a business management.
A business. Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. Which would make sense that you like accounting as well back in high school. Favorite comic book superhero growing up? Who was your favorite comic book superhero?
Ooh, I would say Spider-Man.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man or Iron Man. I mean, I like both.
So last postseason against Belmont, you broke the UNI record for most rebounds in a game. What sort of conversations did you have with previous record holder Seth Tuttle? And were you gracious about beating the record, or do you give him a hard time about it?
I was pretty gracious about it. I mean, I know the type of player that Tut was, and I strive to be the type of player at that level that Tut was.
Yeah, very cool. Congrats on that, by the way.
Yep.
Interest or hobby that people might not know about you?
I like to fish. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, I would say Noah Carter probably put me on that. Just always taking me out on the boat and us always fishing. So
Wow.
him and Cole Henry, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're sitting in those one-on meetings with Coach Jake, are you guys talking over different lures and fishing tactics and favorite lakes and stuff like that?
No, it's more fantasy football during this time.
Do you eat the fish?
And, yeah, Noah, he knows his way around that grill
Okay.
and that fryer, no doubt.
All right.
So what's the most normal food out there? So nothing weird that most people don't like, but the most normal food out there that you hate the most, you can't even touch it.
I mean, I would probably say I just don't like mushrooms. I don't really, I
Mm.
can't, or like black olives. I can't do those either.
Mm. For young kids learning the game, Titan, and I know just put in a little bit of a pub here for Titan. Chuck, I get to watch Titan every once in a while. Probably once a week, I get to see him at fit courts, kind of working out with some young basketball players, right? And just to put a pub in, Titan does a great job with those kids. And parents, if you're looking for somebody to help your child develop and a great young man to hang out with, is Tytan Anderson. All right, back to my question. For young kids learning the game, how much did you practice on your own every day as a youngster?
Ooh. I mean, I would try to do it every day. I mean, I had the gym available to me, and
Right.
or if I didn't have it available, I would find a way to get in. So I would
Yeah.
say 4 to 5 times throughout the week, and then at least once on the weekend.
Yeah, cool. And it's obviously it shows and it's paid off. So
Yeah.
it's very cool. Financial architect's quote of the week. So I need your opinion on this one, Titan. Here we go. Pressure is a privilege.
I love that. I mean, pressure is not everybody gets that feeling, and not everybody can come out of it. So I mean, when you do, it's a different feeling, and I hope that everybody feels what it's like to have just that pressure and then also still reach your goals.
Right. Very cool. Very cool. And even thinking about it, sometimes the pressure you have, you're either going to fail or you're going to be successful at the end of the day. And it's how you come out of both, right? You either come out of it humbled or you come out of it with going, man, that was a great team win, and it's still humble, right? But you have to figure out how to win and you have to figure out how to lose. But you always want to have the opportunity to have that pressure. So Yeah.
It's that growth mindset. I look a lot into that.
There you go. Cool. All right. Thanks for participating in that.
Yep.
I feel like the only loser of this trio without that pressure. I my only basketball success has been high school and a little bit of 2K. So,
There's
anyways,
a lot of pressure in 2K.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot.
yeah, thank you. Thank you guys. I feel better. Hey, any final words for Panther fans before we let you go?
Nope. Just appreciate the support and keep coming out. Keep supporting volleyball. Keep supporting women's basketball, and then also wrestling when they start up, and then football as well as they finish out the year.
Very cool, Titan. Thanks for joining us. That was awesome.
Yep. No problem.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
Welcome back. We just want to thank Tytan Anderson for joining us for our first show of the year. What a great guy. Just proves Coach Jake just brings in some great players and some great kids. But thanks, Titan, for hanging out with us, and go Panthers.
Go Panthers. Now it's time to say goodbye from Chuck and Randy. See you next week. Enter the closing music.